Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ here. We are back here in Annapolis, Maryland, to drill a new hole in the ceiling because of the issues we found here at Beacon Light. They wanted to go ahead and go with the snake. So instead of running new cables for that, we're gonna hook up the snake, configure it so that all the instruments can go through here, reposition all of the wiring with the amps to come off of the stage box. And then, like I said, after we do this on the ground, reposition the Ethercon cable in the ceiling, route that through the wall of where these cables were originally, then pull the new cable that's going to go to the speaker. And to be quite honest, if I run that cable, I can actually, since we got a S16 right now, I could run it off of this instead of running all the way in the back. But I have to go up there anyway for this Ethercon cable, which I had left over from a project. But anyway, let me go through here and kind of show you what we're doing. So with all of the instruments here, instead of them doing amps to have more control of the sound, going to get rid of all the amps, have direct boxes for this, the bass, ultimately going to have some wired mics for the drums. They're going to go in here, so that's going to give us another 16 channels up here. Decommission the other jacks that are going directly to the board. Because we couldn't identify some of the cables because some of the XLRs were ran backwards and they had gender swappers like that to spin it around. We'll be able to connect the wedges directly or the monitors directly to the S16 so we don't have to worry about the cables running through the wall. We can run them fresh and give the mix for the band, the drums, and everything like that. That's really all we're doing. I already have it connected, have it configured so that the board should pick it up. I'm just going to start connecting some stuff and then start configuring it so that, hey, jack 1 is the piano, the organ, blah, 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 stuff like that. Alrighty, so we got everything set up. We got the keys, we got the bass hooked up. They're gonna get some wired mics, so we gotta adjust those. I have them set to 3, 4, and 5. And we have the outs configured. This is for the band, which is out number 1. And instead of cloning it, now we've made another mix for the pulpit. So that has now been routed to output number 5. So what I'm going to do now is get my hammer drilled. And like I said, I got to open up a hole right here because whoever did the audio originally laid all the audio on top of power cables, which is giving feedback. So I'm going to get up there, open up a hole. I'm probably going to cut a 2-inch diameter hole so it's enough space for more cables in the future. Then I'm going to relocate the Ethercon cable up in the ceiling. And if I can find the placement of how these cables ran, I'm going to run the cable from the fellowship hall down there instead of running it all the way in the back. It really doesn't matter because I have more than enough cable to reach it, but that's just the plan because that was the original cable. Then we got, and also I need to run a new cable here because this cable got damaged when this guy dropped down for the TV. So I got to go up there and run this all the way back there anyway. So we'll see whichever direction we're going to go. But let me get my hammer drill, go up in the pastor's office, climb up, run a hole, punch a hole over here, and then that'll be my new path and an easier path to run the new cables. And then I need to find how those cables get right there into they're right there. That's way easier. So that's where that cable is, and that runs through right there. So I can probably pull these cables out since we're not going to be using those. And then I can actually pull this back up and use this as a pull string if that's the case, and get those cables, the Ethercon cable, back up. So let me do that. And then also this ladder is so that I can get up there and drill through the other side to make sure, because there's the wall. So I just got to drill through right there. So it's not like I'm gonna hit the roof or nothing. But anyway, that's easy. So let me prep all this stuff and just try and pull all this stuff at the same time. Alrighty, folks. Welcome to Beacon Light's attic. And watch where I'm stepping. So right there, we made the new hole because again, you see that thick cable? That's the power line. That's where all the cables were just laying on top of. So we made ourselves a new hole more than wide enough for the fiber optic HDMI and the XLR. So if we need to run more cables, they are there. And they're ran all the way in the back with all the original cables that they had. The Ethercon cable is ran. This was the hole that's right on the other side of the wall. So right here is the sanctuary. Right here is right behind the sanctuary. And this is where they ran all those other cables. I might pull them up that aren't being used, but we got everything ran in the back. I just had to give myself a little bit more slack because the fiber optic HDMI got jumbled up in here. I need maybe one more foot of cable to reach the TV. And then I pushed about 6 feet in and then Velcro zip tied those so they won't go anywhere. And if I pulled any more, it would hit the whole wall. So I would know I can't go any further. Oh, my knee, my knee, my knee, my knee. Ah. I don't know what it is. I did it in another video where it's like right here, right below my knee, right here. It's a lump and it just hurts when I straighten my leg out or put a lot of weight on it. So I might be taking some time off. I might take the last week of this month or the first week of February off and just not do anything because it is hurting. They said pretty much I just got to take weight off of it, so nothing serious. But let me climb down here, pull that extra cable, make some conduit, and then we're done. Connected everything else to the system so that it can work. And I think probably just hook up they're going to hook some drum mics up later, but I have them set up so they could do that. So I think we are all good. Got the instruments hooked up through their own personal monitor, so all the amps can go away. And the choir has their own, and the pulpit pastor has their own as well. So I think that's it. That is continuation of what we did here. I gave them my stage box for the bass. Just need to do another one for that, but they have 16 more channels available if they ever wanted to hook up anything. And instead of running cables through the wall, they can just connect to the snake that we have up here. So plenty of connections. And then when they do the drums, which it looks like they already have some of that stuff mapped there, they're already done. So we are good to go. All right. Thank you, Beacon Light. Appreciate that. I'm tired. Like I said, I think I'm going to take a break. I mean, it's barely finishing of January and I'm already wore out. But anyway, I think that's about it. If you ever had any issues, any questions, go to ajhomes.com/consultation. Set up a consultation for phone, Zoom, Google Meet on site for us to help you out. And that's about it. So if you like the type of content, appreciate it, like, consider subscribing, hit a bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you later.